Alright, it's pretty windy, but today we're going to change the air filter and clean the mass air pressure sensor on my 2018 Duramax. So what you're going to need is, for the air filter, you'll just need a Phillips head screwdriver, and there is the part number for the air filter. If you broke off your locking tab on your mass airflow sensor, you'll need zip ties to tie it back together like I did. But if yours has a locking tab, you won't need that. To clean the mass air pressure sensor, you'll need a 10mm socket. And I brought zip ties because I have to tie my airflow sensor back, and I have cleaner, and that's all. So the air filter has two screws on the top here. There's one here, just a Phillips head will take it off, or a flathead. I have a flathead. And then there's another one on this side there. Then you have to loosen the intake tube so you can take this box off, so you can get the new filter in and out. So hold on. Alright, so I'm gonna loosen the intake tube hose clamp quite a bit so we can get that off. We're gonna take these bolts out. There's just the two bolts on the top. The bottom kind of clips in. There's like these slots that fit in the bottom. I'll show you once I get there. Take this bolt out. I hope it isn't too windy. Oh, I didn't cut our zip ties off yet. Alright. Zip ties off here. Alright, so now get the box part out here, and you just kind of push back and lift up to get past the hood intake. And then pull that off, and there's some hoses that are attached with little push pins down here. I don't know if you can see this, but I hope you can. Pull them out. The way. So then the air filter just sits in there. It only goes one way. It's not, there's no other way for it to fit. It's just the way the largest side is on this side, the shortest side is on this side, and down at the bottom, down here, you can see there's those slots, and that's what these, where is it? Those tabs fit into when you're putting the filter back in, so it gets a good seal. So I'll set you back up over here. So you just take the top of the filter out, pull it back, actually. Probably just get the whole thing out and pull up. Mine has a bunch of leaves, but it's not really that dirty. I think it has maybe 12,000 miles on it. And I believe they say that you can go every 45,000 miles, but I've read online that the filter can get really clogged and start to pull in through the air intake, and we don't want that. So that is the air intake box. There's a bunch of leaves. I'm going to go grab the shop vac to vacuum that out. So there's a comparison of the two air filters, the old one and the new one. Now we're going to put it in. Okay, set up over here. There we go. Alright. Alright, so only goes in one way. Just look at how it lines up. Just place it down in there. Once it's lined up, just push it in. Like I said, there's tabs on the bottom of this that need to be lined up with the slots on the bottom to get that all fixed. We can reattach these hoses. And just push in this other one. Push that in. Then we can put that back on. I put a little bit of grease on the end of the intake box that goes into the air intake so that it kind of fits in and out a little easier. Then you just have to press down and get those slots lined up in the bottom, which is kind of difficult. You also have the air intake part up here that's in the way, and there's not any good way to show you, but you just have to look down in the bottom and make sure that they're where they're supposed to be. And if everything lines up correctly, the two holes, the two bolts that go in the top will fit right in like they're supposed to. Takes a little bit to get everything lined up. If you don't get those slots on the bottom where they're supposed to be, it doesn't make a nice fit. Still isn't. There we go. There. When everything is where it's supposed to be on the bottom, the top lines up, no problem. So we got that. This is all on secure, so we can tighten up this hose clamp. Put these bolts back in. This is probably easier if you use a Phillips head screwdriver on these bolts. And the bolts will stop turning when they're tight. I don't want to break them, so when they stop, I would just stop. So we have to reconnect our mass airflow sensor, and then I'm going to go ahead and re-zip tie it since I don't have the locking clip, and it bothers me that it's not locked on. I don't know if you guys can see. Alright, you probably won't be able to see this great, but I'll show you anyway. I make like a little zip tie harness for this clip. So we'll go around back here. Do that kind of loose for now. Go around on this part. Go around up here. Then we take a zip tie. We go. This. Is this how we go? I don't really remember. Go down. Like that. I don't think that's how it was. Maybe I should have paid more attention. I'll do something like this. Like that. Do the other one on this side of it. And you just tighten it up. Tighten that one down. Alright, off ends here. Alright, so we got that done. There's a close-up, if anybody cares, on how that's zip tied together so it doesn't pull out. So now we're going to clean the mass air pressure sensor, which is up here. We got to take that bolt out right there. So I'll set you guys up. Alright, so you guys are all set up there. So we have to unlock this. We put that back, and we press and unlock it, unclip it. So that's all good. Then you take this bolt out. There's our bolt. We'll set that aside. Then you just gotta carefully wiggle this. And if your engine's hot, be careful because this tube might be hot. I don't really know if it will be or not. I think it will though. Alright, so we'll wiggle this. There it is. Got some soot that came out with it. And there is the mass air pressure sensor. It's actually not that dirty. Pretty sure I cleaned it either 6,000 or 12,000 miles ago. But I like to clean it every time I do the air filter, which is about every 12,000 miles. So we're going to spray this off with mass airflow cleaner. Alright, so we have this. We got our airflow cleaner. Oh no. Cleaned this before. I think it was maybe 30,000 miles, and it was completely caked with soot. And I've read some people don't think it does anything to clean it. Other people think it does. I don't really know if it helps a lot. I think I might get a mile per gallon more having it clean, but I figure it can't hurt. as long as I don't break anything. So it's cleaned off. It's not great, but it's all better than it was, so we're going to reinstall it now. Alright, so once it's dried off after cleaning it, installation's the same as taking it out. Just carefully put it in there, get it lined up, and press it in. Get the bolt. Get that going. Then we replug this in. Push the locking tab forward, and then that is all done. Hope this video helped somebody. Have a good day.